for Ashton Jeanty to win it, he has to get to 2,000 yards. All right, howdy everybody. Welcome to the TexAgs Rewind. I'm Ryan Broniger. It was the B-team edition of TexAgs Live today. We ended the show this Thursday with the fan show. Fanboys here, Roy May, Sutton Turner, Matt Browning. We had a really eventful show. Stephen McGee, Ryan Swope, Aaron Torres. I love Aaron Torres. Always gives a ton of energy when he comes on the show.
Coach Turner.
Coach Turner. Did we learn anything? We always do. I feel like we do.
I don't think I ever learn anything on the radio. I always have to go and watch the video. On the radio, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Yeah. But again, if you want to watch the whole clip, it's on premium, right?
That's right. Then our poor TV over there takes a beating with Coach Turner. Anyway, here's the rewind.
Buffaloes were open last week. So in his most recent game, let's remember he had 9 catches for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 34-23 victory over Cincinnati. Also broke up 4 passes as a cornerback and was the Big 12 offensive and defensive players of the week. Overall, he's 12th in the nation in receiving. He's caught 60 passes for 757 yards, has 8 touchdowns. He's defensively broken up 7 passes and intercepted 2.
Again, to me, his inclusion in that list was worthy because of just the amount of snaps he was playing compared to everybody else. And he's impacting games on both sides of the ball. I think he's the first person to ever win Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week in the Big 12. Maybe in college. I don't know. I saw a stat. I was just scrolling through it on Twitter, but I didn't stop and look. But anyway, I think it's a worthy inclusion. I'll be interested to see how you have 3 through 1 arranged to see if I think he should go up.
Okay, number 3, Dylan Gabriel, the Oregon quarterback, another strong performance in that 38-17 victory over Michigan. Passed for 294 yards and a touchdown, also ran for a score. He's 9th nationally in passing with 2,665 yards, and he's thrown 19 touchdown passes.
And he's really gone from not off the radar as a player because he was a high-profile transfer when he went to Oregon, but with kind of how they started with the struggle against Idaho and Boise State, like he's needed these big performances to burst back onto the radar, similar to Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
And he's done it, and I think you should credit for it. I would have Travis Hunter above Dylan Gabriel right now.
Okay. Number 2 on my list is Ashton Jeanty, the Boise State running back, the nation's leading rusher, had 149 yards and 2 touchdowns in that 56-24 victory over San Diego State, which designed its entire defense to do nothing but stop Ashton Jeanty. So their quarterback had a big game. His season totals increased to 1,525 yards and 20 touchdowns, averaging 8.3 yards a carry.
For Ashton Jeanty to win it, he has to get to 2,000 yards.
Sprint out, roll out, bootlegs, and things like that, incorporated to the offense to take full advantage of Marcel's skill set. Is it too late to try to incorporate those things in?
It's never too late. I agree with you, OB. I thought Marcel was at his best in this football game when we were in 5 wides, and they were still lining up in single high defense. And if the easy throws are there, we hit. I catch Drew blank on number 1's name right now.
Jabri Barber.
Right now. Barber. Thank you. It's early morning for me. There were some easy completions on a little looky route where he's more or less running an option route and he gets across the guy's face. But they are, running a 5-0 front up front and trying to get after the quarterback. And so that was easy for him to get the ball out of his hands and get big chunk plays. Now, on the flip side is there was times when it wasn't there, he takes off running. And, when you're in 5 wides and you have guys running downfield, there's no one left in the box. And if you escape the rush, which he's really good at, those create some explosive runs as well. But to your point, OB, I think what South Carolina did a good job of in the zone read game is saying, hey, we're going to force you to give the ball to the running back. We're not going to let Marcel pull the ball and get it on the edge, similar to that interception play. But when they do that, you've got to have plays where you can use Marcel's athleticism, both as a passer and a runner, get him on the perimeter, whether it's a sprint play or what we refer to as a net getter keeper, where you fake the run and you get him out on the edge on the perimeter. I totally agree. I think that they will try to hopefully incorporate more of that in weeks moving forward.
There's certainly some level of mentally you have to hook up every time you go out, or that's
Absolutely.
the result.
Yeah. Mentally you've got to be there. I feel like we were in position to make plays.
Didn't tackle.
you got to execute it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't even see that as coaching so much as just disciplining to your assignment and finishing the play. You've got to finish.
I think they say this in basketball, and I think it applies to football, but there's going to be a certain amount of games that you exceed, you played at a higher level than you expected, and a certain amount of games where you just don't play as well as you can, and then who you are, the games right in between.
Yeah.
And I think that A&M probably has had a game, maybe it was Missouri, where you played better than, maybe you should. I won't say the LSU game because they played that first half poorly. And maybe that game against South Carolina, if not Notre Dame, was the game that look, you just didn't show up and play as well as you can. If A&M plays the rest of the games like they played most of the season, then they will win the next two. And I would absolutely not concede that game against Texas.
Well, the highs and lows that you're talking
Can you
about
imagine?
That was going to be amazing.
Oh, it's going to be incredible.
It is.
With Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're definitely a contender to get in. Listen, I've done the math on all the playoff or all the SEC championship scenarios, and I'm pretty sure if Texas A&M wins out, they're in Atlanta, right? I could be mistaken, but Georgia and Tennessee have the tiebreaker. Obviously, you would have the head-to-head over LSU. Bama has 2 losses. Ole Miss has 2 losses. Texas at that point would have 2 losses. So listen, if you're a 10-2 SEC, an 11-3, obviously if you win the SEC, you're in. But I think even a 10-3 SEC runner-up, I find it hard to believe that they would not be in that field if you make it to Atlanta. So Texas A&M absolutely is very much in position. Obviously, a couple tough games in league play left.
Yeah, on the road at Auburn, I think if you're able to handle business there, AT, that you're walking into that November 30th game against Texas in year 1 under Mike Elko with a chance to win and go to Atlanta. I think every A&M fan would have bit your arm off in August if you told them this is the scenario the Aggies are facing. Well,
no doubt. And I mean, obviously, look, you never wish injury upon anybody, but, you've had to juggle the quarterbacks. Wigman has not played. It has not played, consistently. He was injured, then whatever. We know the scenario there. But no, I think absolutely every A&M would have taken this scenario. And I think it's also true. It's like the best case scenario because there were guys like me in the preseason, and I know there were others, so I'm not saying I was the only one, but basically saying look, this could break right for A&M. They return a lot. The schedule is manageable. But you also were hesitant to do it because we've said stuff like that before about A&M in the preseason. So we're entering mid-November. Everything's in front of A&M. That's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, while we're on the Aggies, let's talk about your perception of the program under Mike Elko and your belief in him and the direction he's taken it.
Listen, they have an identity. I think that's all there is to it. And, listen, it hasn't always been pretty, some of the wins. But listen, you go back, and I know last week was not great. But, I still go back to second half against LSU, and we saw the postgame with Mike Elko in the locker room with the guys, and he said you physically made that team quit.
Right here, I want to show you this. So let that go for a second right off the bat, okay? So this is a pin and pull play right here, and it's a read. I want to show you this right here. Go back for me. Okay, so this is pin and pull. So this is a horn play. Leave it right there for me to the tight end. So what you're doing right now, so I got 2 clips of this on here right here. You have 2 receivers outside. So what he's doing right now is you all are used to the read run game, okay? This is a read run. I'm not a read run. This is a read pass, okay? And he's not the guy, okay, that's going to carry the football, okay? This is the man that's going to carry the ball. So you run the horn play. All right, and when you run the horn play, he's down, he's pulling around it, he's down, he's pulling around it, and you man up the backside. And that's the read for the quarterback, right? So you can see the safety's down here, so that's for those 2. All right, then they're going to fold to him, and that's the read by the quarterback. If he bites on the run, he's going to throw the slant back here. Okay, if he sits right now, if he sits on the slant at all, if he doesn't go with the run at all, if he sits, he's going to hand the football off because he can't make the tackle. That's why whenever you read run, the last player in the box, okay, you want to run it off of outside zone, off of outside pin pull. So that's what the quarterback's looking at. So watch, you do it yourself right now. Go ahead, let it go for me. Watch now, there he goes. He breaks, he's going to throw the ball right now. And there's your throw. Well executed. Great catch by the receiver, of course. All right, go to the next one. Okay, so now you're here, right? So now you're running the same scheme, okay? So leave it right there for me. Go back just a hair for me. Okay, this is the same exact scheme. Now watch, the tight end is right here. So he's widened out a little bit, right? Because they're just saying, hey, listen, you're going to block whoever we designate as the Sam. So right now, right, if you're the center, right, just go back just a hair for me. If you can get it back. There you go. Perfect. All right, so watch now. I'm playing center right now. How do I ID this? All right, I want to leave one for the quarterback on the backside of this play. All right, so this is the safety right here. He is a safety. This is the Will, this is the Mike, and then the nickel Sam is outside.
All right, let's see if we can synchronize swimming this outro here.
Oh, boy.
We want the fans to
Like. See, he already screwed it up.
can't. I mean,
I thought we were going to do
I
it
was
with synchronize. You said synchronize. I thought we were all going to say it at the same time.
Okay, I'll take the blame. Okay,
Sorry.
I'm not skirting blame here.
Like.
Subscribe.
Share.
Comment. There it is. That's the rewind.
Turn on notifications.